Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to bring to the virtual stage the cast of the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for Miss Daphne Maxwell Reid. Hello, hello. The lovely Karyn Parsons. Hello.
Hi, everybody.
Hello. Tatyana Ali. Hey. And Joseph Marcel, ladies and gentlemen, hello. Hey. Oh my gosh. I have to admit, I was a little threatening to the Wizard World staff. If they gave this panel to anyone else, we were going to have a problem. I needed to do this. How is everyone doing today?
Great.
Wonderful. Oh my God. This is like a family reunion. I have grown up with you. I have watched you all grow. How is 2020 treating you? I have to know. How are y'all doing?
Oh, yeah.
How is 2020 treating anyone?
Right?
It's a big year.
Okay. Miss Daphne says she's good. She's living fine. No worries. I love it. Everyone's staying safe and sound though. I do pray and hope for that. Okay, so let's jump into this because this is a huge, phenomenal event. We just saw the showcase of the reunion that's coming up, and I know that had to be a lot of fun. What was it like getting together after so long?
Extraordinary. It was something you wished for and hoped for, and when it happened, to see people and the way we changed. However, the jokes are still the same old jokes. It was wonderful.
Of course. Oh my gosh.
It was beautiful. And what's really nice about the relationship that we all have is we kind of slide right back in to, it's like family that you haven't seen in a while. Although some of us have seen each other a little here and there over time, but it's nice. It's very, it's familial. We just fall back in, pick up where we left off kind of thing usually.
I love that.
Yeah.
I absolutely adore that. That's awesome. We actually have a ton of questions already lined up. We've got folks from Ontario, from Sweden, all over the world, literally like lined up here. So I'm going to ask just a couple more things before we jump right into their stuff, because that's why they're here. They want to hear you guys. Music was such a huge part of the show. It starts with a phenomenal theme song, which I'm going to challenge any of you to see if you know the words to this song. We're going to come to that later. We're going to see who knows this. But was that like one of the criteria for you to do this? I mean, so many of you have, musical aspirations. Was that a part of the criteria for doing the Fresh Prince?
Certainly was, as far as I was concerned.
No. Oh, well, I did have to rap in my first audition. I had to. They had all the kids auditioning for Ashley. They had us write out a rap and then perform it. And I think mine was probably so bad and so corny that it worked in my favor.
Do you still remember it though? That's the question.
I'm telling you, no, I don't. And I think it had something to do with, I was 10, so it must have been like three or four lines, but it had something to do with the audition and being in the waiting room and what I was experiencing there. I know that, but I don't remember. Hopefully that tape is destroyed.
No, not at all. In fact, now the whole internet is about to be looking for this tape. It's about to happen. It is absolutely about to happen. Well, pulling from the fan questions, Haley Myers wants to know, what was it like working with Will? I mean, we're talking, early 90s Will, fresh off of the inaugural Grammy win for a rap album. What was it like to work with him?
He's phenomenal. He's a force of nature.
Love it.
He's a grand, brilliant young man who has the energy of a group of 10. He comes to rehearsal and does 180%. He's just an amazing young man, and he's just as nice as he can be.
That's wonderful.
And it's wonderfully, his whole personality is wonderfully infectious. So, once you got to work, you were up and going. It was marvelous.
Yeah, and he definitely set the tone. That kind of energy set the tone for the entire production, so that we had cast and crew and everyone was kind of just very professional, but full of joy and enthusiasm for being there. So it was very special, very unique to have, but it felt really good. At the same time, we were having such a good time, but at the same time, everyone was very professional.
On point. Yeah.
Started that. brought that.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's fantastic. Ashley, Tatyana, as Ashley, the youngest of the bunch, were you at all starstruck?
Actually not really, because I think if I was starstruck, it wasn't because he was the Fresh Prince, but I think it's because he does have like a larger than life personality. And I remember, our very first run through, I was, my parents, I wasn't allowed to really listen to rap music. I knew about DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince because their rap music was like a little cleaner. It was clean. But yeah, I remember Will and Alfonso like running around the table at our very first table read, and just their energy is just so great. The way people are talking about, so I guess in that sense I was, kind of in awe of him.
I love it.
But he's so comfortable to be around.
You're being modest, Tatyana, because you were already on Broadway before you got.
Also true. Also true.
You're being modest. Because you were already on Broadway.
Well, we definitely played a little differently than they did backstage and everything else.
No, that's fantastic. Now, when it comes to features on television, you guys represented a huge stake in the showcase of the Black family. Despite the various, factions, parts, pieces, you were a unified group. And that was really, really important to see, particularly in the early 90s. Was the responsibility of that something that was impressed upon you, or something that you kind of saw as the show continued?
It's part of the work that I've done since 1978 when
Yes.
But making a picture like that, making a show like that, you are representing a lot of different communities. Mm-hmm. And our cast was so diverse in characters that they could represent a wide variety of familial people. And it's part of our integrity that we do something that represents a legacy of our community that can go on and on and on and on.
Oh my gosh, well said. Very, very well said. Anyone else want to add to that?
Well, yes, we were standing on the shoulders of some very, very talented and original people. Mm-hmm. But also it was, I think, our mutual respect for each other and our admiration of each other and Will's enthusiasm. But we never forgot our responsibility, and yet it was so much fun. I mean, it really was. Every day was funny. It was great.
I think that was one of the best parts of being a fan of the show, is seeing that you created a non-monolithic view of the Black family, which was beautiful. It had so many parts and pieces, so many facets. You had the prim and proper, you had the street, and it all worked together because that's life. That's what we are. And you guys did such a phenomenal job of that. I loved every bit of it. Okay, so going to another fan piece here. Nicole Lee wants to know, did you guys take anything from set?
That keeps coming up.
It always comes up. Everybody wants to know who took what. And if the statute of limitations is up for you to acknowledge that you took it, that's the real thing. If it's not, then you didn't take anything. I understand that.
In our fifth season, Will gave us the opportunity to design and furnish our individual dressing rooms.
Nice.
So all that stuff went home. Yes.
Do you know I still have my couch. I recovered it. Yes, I still have all that furniture. That's true.
I do too. I have my chaise longue.
I love it. I love it. Yeah. Now, the set did a couple of changes through the years. Did you have a favorite room to shoot in?
The living room.
I mean, that's the classic, right?
Well, for me, it was always the kitchen. I love the kitchen.
Right. I liked the family room. I liked the feeling of it, but I remember the actual living room from the very beginning. I loved that couch. That
was a good one.
Couch. I don't know who. Maybe it's in storage somewhere, or some lucky person has it. That was a great couch.
I liked my bedroom. It didn't show up very often, but I didn't grow up. I mean, I didn't grow up that way. So Ashley's bedroom was like fit for a princess. And I just thought it was the coolest place. Yeah, I used to get excited when they would bring that set up.
So in reference to the show, you being out in the public, when was the first time that you were recognized as the character from the show while you were out and about?
In school.
Really?
When I went back to New York and, went to my public school, yes, people that I knew, which is, this is probably fit for therapy, but people that I knew just kind of like going, hi. Do you want me to call you Ashley now? It's like, no!
Please don't.
Oh my God. Yeah, that was weird.
I love it.
The start.
I think the first time I remember I think it was on the street in New York. Somebody said something to me and I was really taken aback. I was visiting New York and, but it didn't happen, right away. I remember Will saying, the first thing that's going to happen is you're not going to be able to go to the mall. I remember him telling a bunch of us that. And we were like, really? And then I went to the mall.
Nothing happened. It's so disappointing.
But Karyn transforms as Hilary. Like the way you walk and the way your whole aura changes.
True.
You're so different that I can see that. It's not just about the looks. It's just the way everything.
It's also the kabuki makeup because they beat
Yeah,
you were fabulous though.
I don't get recognized mostly because I'm usually in hats and I don't have makeup on, and until they hear me talk, then they say, "You sound like Aunt Viv."
And you go, "I am." That's right.
I get people right in my face all the time saying, "You know who you look like?
Yes.
You ever seen that show, The Fresh Prince of," and they just keep going, and I'm standing this close to them, and they don't ever kind of.
You tease them, don't you? Like, no, I never heard of that one. Tell me about it. What's it like? What's the character's name? Oh, that's cute. I don't know if I like that name. Like, I could see you just totally doing it. And they're just like, wait a minute. Yeah, oh my goodness. That's too funny. So we've got last 070 wants to know, what is your favorite moment from the show? That's a huge question. Oh my God. Like top 3, maybe, if you can.
Yeah, a lot.
Whoa. There are many favorite moments. Mm-hmm. You have to remember, we did six seasons.
6 seasons, yes. 148 episodes. That's a lot of good. Okay, let me ask you this. Let's curtail it. What about favorite guest appearance? How about that?
Oh, we had good guests.
There you go.
Zsa Zsa Gabor let me wear her ring all day.
Ooh.
Yes, she did.
And she did. Yeah, all day she was like, darling. So I got to wear her ring all day. That was very cool. So Zsa Zsa gets props for that.
Definitely. Absolutely.
But I have to say my favorite person, because he just passed away, was Regis Philbin.
Yes.
What was that?
Yeah.
That's somebody celebrating your thoughts right there. Right.
They're watching you. They're like, hey, I can see you.
You're on TV right now. Call me while
But one of my favorites is the winning of the lottery. I think that's an excellent.
That's a great one.
That was great.
That was a great one. Oh my goodness. What did you like so much about that one?
What did I like about it?
Yes.
I quit.
And to tell everybody, no, I'm not doing nothing.
That's it. Yeah.
I love it. Miss Daphne, what about you?
Well, my favorite episode is the first one I did.
Okay.
And the way they so seamlessly worked the change on the audience. And so I also loved the one with, I call him Luau Cinder, because when I was in junior high school, I used to cross him in the street while he was going to Powell Memorial High School. So I like that one, and remembering my childhood hanging around with him and that fuzzy old sweater that we wore.
That was so personal, and I love all parts of that. Oh my goodness. Tatyana, what about you?
I think my favorites to do were the ones where I got to sing, which is weird because at the time I was really nervous and freaked out by that. Because, you know, being a singer is one thing, being an actor was another thing. This is back in the day. Like even Will, you know, coming from being a rapper and then doing a sitcom, that was, you know, this was all very brand new. Now people, you know, they cross. There are lots of hybrids. So I felt strange about that. But, you know, the thing, when I was younger, I was able to do musical theater, like being able to do all the things you love in one, you know, in one moment is, you know, those opportunities are far and few between. And, you know, I loved it because I was never just singing a song on the show. It was always a part of the scene. And like, she was singing against my dad's will, against whatever. And so it had a very kind of like, I don't know, I got to act and sing at the same time in those moments. I look back at that and it was so much fun.
No, that's beautiful. So I have to admit, when Tevin Campbell came and sang "Happy Birthday" to you, I think we all collectively felt that feeling of passing out that you did. That was one of my favorites of all time. It was hilarious, absolutely hilarious. So Simcha wants to know, what's the funniest off-camera moment during the show? If you can say. Again, I don't know statutes of limitations, if you're allowed to actually bring these things up, if somebody's going to get in trouble.
Funny.
A lot.
Well, it ended up being on camera when Alfonso was running around the set.
Oh, that was the funniest thing to me.
Yes.
Yeah, but it ended up being part of the show.
So that was totally unscripted? That was not supposed to happen?
Mine.
One of my favorites. When it comes to the pop cultural range of this show, I mean, obviously, speaking of Alfonso, the notion of the Carlton Dance and, you know, it showing up on Dancing with the Stars, does that make you guys proud? Like, that's gotta be something that you guys look and go, I was a part of that.
I was there at Dancing with the Stars cheering him on.
You were?
I love it.
Yes. I mean, Alf, but see, that's like, Alf is an amazing dancer. He's, you know, a Broadway trained like tap dancer and performer. He's been doing that. I mean, way before Fresh Prince. And so, but see, that's what's kind of cool. It's like, he was able to bring all of his talents to the show and it was open enough space to accept it, to say, yes, like everybody bring their best, like whatever that is, and we'll work it in and we'll make it, you know, there's room for everybody to shine. I just wish people would stop asking me to do it because I can't do it.
Whoa,
that is not the Ashley dance. It is the Carlton dance.
What do you mean you can't do it? I'm fairly certain.
No.
This is a doubt face. This is a doubt face right here. Everybody else has a doubt face. But okay.
It's got a waist swing to it. That's not, it's, you know.
Oh my goodness. I love it. Alec Bunbury has a very personal question in my heart here. This is for Tatyana and Karyn. You were the crushes for generations of young men and women. How did that feel as you were coming up?
You know, I know. How did that feel to Tatyana coming up? That's an interesting question. I will say first, for me, I will say one thing that was interesting is at the time that we were doing the show, almost I had a huge percentage of my letters came from prison.
Wow.
Like a lot. And that was very interesting at the time. And a lot of requests for more open toe sandals and things like that. That was very interesting.
Wait, I'm sorry. You were getting wardrobe requests? That's okay.
No, well, open toe sandals.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a wardrobe request.
That's a fetishized, very, okay. All right.
That's interesting.
Did you ever entertain to wear an open-toed shoe just because of it, or were you refraining from it? Like, I'm not doing the open-toed.
No, it starts making you like, you know, socks, please. Can I have some socks with me?
Karyn, these are high heels. No, I need socks. I need socks.
Socks,
put them on me right now. This is not a game. I really, really need this. Oh Oh my goodness. Okay, so Kristen Yarger wants to know, Joseph specifically, did you personally come up with your burns, or were those things kind of written in and your delivery just that impeccable?
Oh my God. I certainly didn't invent them. They were written, and that was one of the magic moments of the show, because the family, all of us together, enjoyed those moments. So I had to rise to it. So they wrote nice things for me, and thank heavens I did them well.
You did. Your barbs were sharp, on point, and perfect. I absolutely loved it. Now, as you kind of brought up, Miss Daphne, you being brought onto the show like midway through, the experience of joining an already established cast, obviously you have a beautiful resume beforehand, but were you at all nervous about joining the show?
I was, because it was the first show I did before a live audience.
Okay.
That was real different for me. I'm not the Broadway people here. I came up on television, and it was nerve-wracking to think that I was going to perform before a live audience. But after the warm-up and after I walked onto the set and did the first scene, it just all melted away, and it was just a joy.
I love it.
They greeted me and embraced me so warmly that I felt like I knew these people and we were together the whole time. It just felt that way.
That's wonderful. And it does read that way as well. As a viewer, you never really saw any sort of tension or anything about you being, recast on the show. And it was beautiful to just see everyone just keep moving forward, still being family. It was glorious. Okay. So, yes.
One moment. Daphne, do you remember the welcoming line from Jazzy Jeff to you?
Yes, he said, Miss Banks, you sure look different since you had. And I looked at him, and Will broke the fourth wall, and everybody else was in on it, and then onward.
There it is. A wink and a nudge. There you go. Speaking of Jeff, Karyn, he definitely had, a thing for you so very long. I mean, how was that tedious to always, avoid Jazz's advances? Did you ever want a storyline where you're just like, yes, I love you, let's go?
Well, I did get to get that a little bit in that in something, so a little bit. But no, tedious. That was fun. We had to get him kicked out of the house all the time.
That's exactly how I expect to treat any young man that comes to my house looking for my daughter. I'm just letting it be known. I've been doing push-ups so I can throw some people out the porch. That's just what it is. It's what you're supposed to do. That's what I learned. Okay, this interesting name. Jesus Books Music wants to know, when you weren't doing the show, what were you doing with your free time?
Oh, I had lots of things. I'm a seamstress, designer, photographer. I do lots of things. I mean, when I'm not working, I'm working.
Yeah. Always. I love that. As we get a moment here, and it had to be spoken of, Scott Jansen wants to know your thoughts on James Avery, who, was a phenomenal father figure to so many people and played Uncle Phil so very well. Anything that you guys want to share about him?
I fell in love with him at the audition, and stayed in love with him till the day he died. So
I understand.
Yeah. He was a very caring friend to me, and he visits me every now and then, which is fun.
Yes, indeed.
He was a wonderful, gentle giant, perhaps the most knowledgeable man you would have met. And I loved him. He was a good friend.
That's wonderful. Karyn, Tatyana, do you want to add anything to that? Karyn, I think we can't hear you.
Am I gone?
We got you now. You're back.
Oh, I don't know what happened. He was a remarkable man. He had a huge impact on me. He had an influence and an impact on me that has resonated like many years later. Things that I recognize I'm interested in, that I'm doing in my life, that all sorts of things. I hear echoes of James, and I realize, oh God, it's James. Oh James. I remember when James said something about, and he's just very much living inside of me. I think we all feel tremendously grateful to have had him in our lives. And I know with Tatyana and I, he called us daughter. He didn't call me Karyn. He called me daughter during the show, after the show. He took that very seriously. And it was just, it was amazing to be loved by him.
That's amazing.
I want to echo a lot of what Karyn said. And also just say, personally, he helped to teach me about purpose and the reasons to act, the reasons to make art and to perform, and it's what he taught me has become like part of my life's purpose. He was very much
that's beautiful,
a teacher, and seeds that he planted then are there are things that I'm like beginning to be able to water now. So yeah, I carry him with me all the time.
Oh my God, that's so well said. I obviously first became aware of his acting through the Ninja Turtles because he was the voice of Shredder, and so to see the face behind that voice was remarkable. Because of course, at the time I didn't know it was a Black man that was voicing Shredder, so there was something so uplifting about that. And then to see him become America's dad.
Do you remember he would leave? He'd be like, I don't know what y'all are doing. I have to go do my cartoon. He like whatever was going on with rehearsal. If it was time to do Shredder, he was like,
I got to be Shredder.
Goodbye.
I got to do it. Oh my God.
Yes.
That is amazing. As Sin City Magic wants to know, how do you guys feel about the mansion being partly rented out for an Airbnb?
It's cute. It's really cute.
I think it's sold out.
Yeah.
Did it really?
I think it probably is. They only have 5 nights that they were available
for $30 for like $30.
Yeah.
That's so wild. I would live there. I'm not gonna lie. I would. Yeah, that's why I didn't sign up, because I wouldn't have wanted to leave.
Right outside the door.
See, I would have been in there just dancing up a storm. I would have thrown on. Yeah, Tom Jones would have been on. I'm not gonna lie. That would have definitely happened. Absolutely. Oh my
Will's pad in the main house. Brilliant.
See.
Yeah, amazing.
Oh my goodness. I love it. Let's see. What else? What other questions do we have here? Oh, it looks like everyone loves Cannon to the left of me apparently everyone loves that. This is yes. Give us more on that one, because apparently the fans are clamoring about that episode.
Okay. I hope I don't boom it out. Huh? I'll try to do it as gently as I can.
Okay.
Oh, he wore.
There we go.
Cannons to the left of them. Cannons to the right of them. Cannons in front of them. Into the valley of death rode the 600. Cool.
Oh my God. On the spot. Perfect. That's what I'm talking about. That is so well executed. Okay, so I teased before, but I'm really going to bring this up now. I'm really curious. Do you guys know the lyrics to the theme song? Can you do the lyrics?
Which one?
Oh, hold up now. I will not be challenged like this, Tatyana. Okay, I respect your gangster.
I don't know the first one, but I know there was a first one.
Yes, indeed. Okay. Yes, indeed. Do you know the lyrics to the full?
The deluxe.
Yes. Do you know that? Do you know that one?
Yeah.
Could we?
You know the full one?
That's it.
The one for in the first 2 episodes?
Yeah, that was the airplane.
When he.
Yeah.
Yes. He goes on first class.
Yes. Champagne or the orange juice in a champagne glass.
An orange juice out of a champagne glass.
Hey!
Yeah, people there live like, this might be all right. Yeah.
That's right. First, I love how first. Oh yeah! Look, Karyn's bars. Let's go.
Do it.
I think that's one of those most magical things because, when anybody says in West Philadelphia, it never fails. The conversation has to go.
Right.
You just can't help it.
Finish it.
You have to. You absolutely have to. Have you guys been to Philly and had any sort of experiences out there?
Yeah, when the show
Yeah.
we first shot the show, I think it was Will Alf and I went to Philly. He wanted us to see it. So we went and we visited his home and his neighborhood and people and stuff. So we got to get a sense of what Philly was, they were talking about. So that was cool.
That is awesome.
Yeah, I have a story about the song. I was doing voter registration, and I've done quite a bit in Philly also. But this story didn't happen in Philly, but it's happened a few times, registering voters and getting people to participate and show up to the primaries and show up to vote and to fill get their stuff together. And many times I have been dared by people who are on the fence about participating. Well, if you do the Fresh Prince theme song for me, because I knock on doors and whatever,
right.
and I'm out there with my clipboard. If you do it, then I'll register. Or if you do it, I'll show up to the primaries tonight. And guess what? I was like, in West Philadelphia.
You know what? You learned how to do the Carlton Dance really fast too.
Listen.
They didn't know to ask, but I would have.
I'm telling you.
There's some registered first-time voters off of that song.
Oh my God. Listen, if you do that again, I'm expecting you to incorporate the act of voting into the lyrics. Now this is a story all about how I want you to sign up to vote right now. I expect you to do that.
Good.
Every time. That is brilliant. Okay, so Kushner wants to know, this is a big one. Who sang the best on the show, and how fun was it to shoot the Soul Train line scene?
Soul Train was fabulous.
After the first question is easy. Tatyana.
All right now.
Tatyana.
Alf is...
I mean,
singer, but you're a better singer.
I mean,
Tatyana.
you could blow. Okay, let's just keep that. Let's keep that 100
together.
Yes. Can sang. That's all. We just gonna do that right there.
Not with K.
Yeah, that's right. Can sang. We gotta put some church on it. That's exactly what that is right there. You already know.
I shocked everybody with the Soul Train line because the wig that they put me in made me look like I was 22 years old. And I wasn't, but I loved it. And I loved being back in my era.
Yeah, I love it.
Soul Train. So I had a ball.
I love it. I absolutely love it. Oh my goodness. I'm getting teased right now because I freestyled that little intro piece. There are people that are commenting on that right now. Oh, thank you. That's not my day job though. I know to stay in my lane. This is where I am right here. So for Joseph, any questions or memories, of doing the scene Shame of a Nation?
Yes, firstly, I wish I had represented my country. And
respect.
Secondly, it was the funniest thing. It really was. If you can't beat them, cheat.
There you go. Message. Something to learn.
Hold on. I don't believe that, but
it's a concept. It's a concept.
That's what Jeffrey believed.
There you go. Okay, so Karyn, when you did the episode where Hilary had dropped out of college and it was a big secret at the table, tell me about that experience, because that was one of the craziest things to watch happen. How was it to do it?
Yeah, that was probably the most fun thing that I've ever shot on the show, was having to, every time. It was something like every time Uncle Phil, every time my dad sips a glass of water, I have to compliment Will. Every time something else happens, I have to smack Will in the back
of the head.
To bark like a dog. And so and it was so fun and funny. And I don't know if you remember, or Joseph, if you remember the that we had, it was like this precedence for not being able to get through, precedent for not being able to get through a table scene, because we got the giggles so badly shooting that after that, every time we sat down at a table, it was just like the giggles would just start to rise up and we would get the giggles again. And it was just like, you couldn't write a table scene for us.
Oh my gosh.
So they
is hilarious.
eliminated the table for when I got there. We never sat down at the time.
Useless.
Because they knew you couldn't get through anything if everybody's sitting around together. The fun will be had. That's just what it is. I had the huge fortune of showing my daughter the Ashley Learns to Play the Drum scene. And that was amazing because she's now 11. And like, Tatyana, how fun was that to be involved with just crazy antics that were musically based?
It was real. I guess I'm trying to remember the episode. I think her parents.
She was supposed to play the violin.
Violin.
Yes.
And she wanted to play the drums, which is so fun. I mean, like, think about that now. Like, the drums not being ladylike or something like that. Like,
right?
Like Sheila E. Like, it's just so. That was a while ago. Can you hear me?
No, it's just the noise factor of playing.
Right, of drums.
Oh,
right.
Well, I used to play the violin in high school, and if you don't know how to play it, the noise factor with the violin is pretty bad too. It's pretty bad. I loved it, but that was actually that was like, I think, one of the first episodes we did, and I was new to comedy doing Fresh Prince, and so that I have a lot of serious rehearsal memories with that. And with Debbie Allen, I think, who directed that episode, and just trying to get the timing right and the rhythm right and the thing. And then there's all these props on top of it. And the thing, it was like, it was a express course.
You did phenomenally, though. It's one of my favorite moments of the show for sure. Alec is back and he wants to know, Karyn, how hard was it to do your Hilary voice?
Oh, it wasn't hard at all once I had the wardrobe on. That's when Judy Richmond, our wardrobe woman, used to say that's when Hilary showed up. It was as soon as I slipped into my shoes that Hilary showed up. But
it was there.
The truth to that once, I could do my little stabs at her, but as soon as I had everything was on, she emerged.
I love it. And moving away from Fresh Prince a little bit, Alec was also wanting to know about your children's books that you've done and how much fun you've had writing those.
Oh, it's been incredible. I have an organization called sweetblackberry.org, and we create short animated films about real people in Black history that you don't hear about. And we are going to have our first hard book of one of the Sweet Blackberry stories about Bessie Coleman, the aviator, in December. And then next year, we're going to have another one of our films made into a book. And I wrote a middle grade novel, historical fiction novel that came out last year called How High the Moon. And I love it.
Do you have it with you?
The book? Oh yeah. I'll show you the book.
Hold it up.
Yes,
It's a beautiful cover. It's really good.
I love it.
It's really beautiful.
That's so awesome. I love this. Oh, that is beautiful.
There you go.
Okay, going to Amazon after this. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes and yes. Before we get into the last couple of questions, I got to give a shout out. So this is our range today. We've got Arizona, Nevada, Connecticut, Texas, Ohio, my hometown, Belgium, Sweden, Canada, Minnesota, Spain, Illinois, Mexico City, DC, Michigan, France, Amsterdam, Paris, Italy, the UK. Like, everyone is here loving you guys. And
I love that.
Absolutely. So Jesse Gonzalez wants to know, what's the most emotional episode? Was it maybe Will's dad or Carlton on speed or something else?
Will's dad.
Yeah.
And
I think that was it. Yeah.
That was
And
heavy.
the last one.
Yes.
Ridiculous.
No, farewell, yeah.
Yes, indeed. Seeing the mansion empty. Someone asked about that earlier. Let me see if I can go back and find where they are. And I don't know. There's so much. Aki, there we go. When you guys saw the room so sparsed out, and did it feel like that sense of closure? Like everything was kind of coming to that end?
It was a difficult show to shoot because we couldn't get through it without crying.
Yeah.
We all knew it was coming. We had a year to prepare.
Right.
But it was very difficult knowing that I'm not going to do that anymore.
Right.
Yeah. Won't see each other anymore for a while in those premises.
Right.
But we got so close to each other. There was a lot that was unspoken, which was just marvelous. And that was the marvelous thing about our reunion, was that we picked up where we left off. But that day, that whole week was bad, but that day especially was difficult to take, and yet it had a certain celebration to it. Of
course. Oh my goodness. Have you guys had? I'm sorry. Say that again.
We had a cake fight at the end of it. So
what? Right. Okay. Who were there? Teams? Who won? I need to know these things.
I won.
I'm not refuting any part of that. Nope, you're not going to get me to do that. With the Fresh Prince now being on some streaming platforms, has that brought new life to things for you guys? Do you guys get to watch it now?
Yeah, we're reminded of it every now and then. But I find that, wherever I go in the world, it's the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Of course.
People ask me about every other character. They ask me. I'm known as G everywhere. People touch me and stuff. And and those platforms have given it another lease of life.
Yeah.
Long may it continue.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's streaming on HBO Max exclusively for a while, like streaming.
Yes.
Which I think is really cool. I watch some. Because I remember certain episodes, but there's so many that I get to see for the first time the way I could never see it while we were doing it, from more of it, just an objective place of just, and enjoy it, it was funny. It's still funny.
Yeah.
I love it. That's awesome. Choppy Bubbles says, I still watch the show, even though it came out before I was born. That's the legacy, the longevity. I love all parts of that.
We're on our third generation.
Yes.
Watched it originally, their children, and now those children have children.
I love it.
And
I absolutely love it.
They recognize the characters so distinctly. It's an amazing thing.
I love it. We are almost out of time, so I want to give you all an opportunity to say one last thing to the fans. We'll start with you, Miss Daphne.
Oh, I'm so glad to be here. Thank you for inviting me. And follow me on DaphneMaxwellReid.com. I do a lot of things, and I'd like to share those things with you.
Love it. Love it. Karyn?
Oh, well, I also would like to say thank you to Wizard World for having us. This was great to be with you guys. And thank you so much for being such a great moderator.
Thank you. Thank you.
This has been really nice. And thank you to all the fans from all over the place for coming and sitting in on this and asking us great questions. It's an honor to be in your homes and to be in your lives. And thank you so much for that. And you heard some of the stuff that I'm up to. So please check out sweetblackberry.org and check out my book, How High the Moon.
Definitely. Tatyana?
Thank you, Wizard World, for bringing us all together. Thanks, Victor. I love you guys. And to everybody out there who shared this time with us, just thank you for all your love and support over the years. I've had the blessing to be able to travel to a lot of places, and no matter where I am, I just feel like genuine love, and I get hugs, and I'm just this thankful for that. And it's a blessing to have, been able to perform for you. My social media is my name, Tatyana Ali, and it's just me. And I love you guys. It was nice to spend time with you.
Absolutely. Joseph?
Stay well.
I just want to echo everything the ladies have said. This is so special that, you know, I might as well say, tout le monde, the whole world has embraced us and given us this moment, and you've left whatever it is you're doing, whether you should have been asleep or whatever, to be with us. And I mean, thank you, Wizard World. Thank you, Victor. Thank you, the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Thank you, Will Smith. Thank you all. It's you have made me and my friends here so special. Without you, we'd be nothing. And I am very grateful. Bless you. Thank you.
Absolutely. Oh, my goodness. Thank you all for giving us your time, your talent, your energy today. I truly appreciate it. To all the fans out there, please don't forget, if you're watching live or later on Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube, check out those paid exclusive experiences like one-on-one private video chats, autographs, custom recorded messages at wizardworldvirtual.com. I am Victor Dangerous, the hardest working man in comics. And I think we're going to round this out. We're going to leave while doing the Carlton Dance. Are you guys up for that? We're going to try it? Can we?
I could do it from here up.
There we go. Come on, let me see it. There it is. Hey.
It's not unusual.
Hey.
I'm still not getting like the right.
I know. It's a swing. It's a swing.
It's a swing. Okay, wait.
There it is. Now you got it.
You got it, Bob.
Okay.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That was the best.
Hi, this is Aaron Ashmore, and you are watching Fandom Spotlite. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe like now. Oh, and have fun and follow your fandom.